Hey, how's it going? You're listening to Fallin' Out. I'm Raymond.
I'm John.
How you doing, John?
I'm doing all right. It's been a while.
Yeah.
It's been a long time. This semester has been HELL for, I think, all of us.
Yeah, no swearing. This is a Christian
Minecraft
podcast.
server?
Oh, what was that last word?
Server?
Yeah, I feel like we say that a lot. I feel like we say that our podcast is a Christian Minecraft server a lot, and just wanted to let the audience know that it's actually a sports podcast, not a Christian Minecraft server.
I mean, yeah, we do give you a lot of Jesus here, but I mean, we're a bit low on the Minecraft. I mean,
yeah.
You have been playing a little bit of Minecraft, recently.
Oh yeah.
I've seen a few lists of some items and stuff that you've been playing with.
I figured I'd dive back in. It's been a while. Why not? It's a great game, and I have no self-respect, so perfect for me.
Well, hey, welcome to the club, dude.
There you go. Wow. What a real good start to this episode.
Yeah. Well, hey, I mean, great start to all episodes, These episodes, Game of Thrones episodes.
Oh, yeah. I know you've been fiending for some Thrones.
Dude, I don't know what D&D have been doing, but it's just like, I just want to rip my ears off. It's just like, come on, guys, you can do a better job than this.
No spoilers.
Yeah, only 6 episodes for last season. That's BS.
Yeah, not a lot. Speaking of having no self-respect,
and not even 6 episodes.
Yeah, Celtics. Dude, that was good. I was like, what did he mean by that? But yeah, Celtics. Not having too great of a series against the Milwaukee Bucks. We're going to be talking about the second round of the playoffs, obviously, just concluded today. So we'll go over Celtics versus Bucks, Warriors versus Rockets, Nuggets versus Blazers, and then we'll finish it off with the Sixers versus Raptors. Because
saving the best for last.
Fantastic game that we saw tonight. But yeah, let's get into the Celtics versus Bucks. I've had a little bit of time to cool down. Very heated.
I was rooting for him too, man.
Yeah.
I was rooting for him. They have a special place with me.
It's as I've sort of, let the grief wash over me, I'm no longer depressed about the fact that they, blew that series pretty handily and all the stuff Kyrie said. Being objective, the Celtics have to do some soul searching. Because they got a lot of talent on that roster.
They probably have the second or third most amount of talent on a team in the
theory.
NBA. Other than the Warriors and maybe the Raptors or the Sixers. One of those teams.
Yeah.
Because when you have a team with Kyrie, Al Horford, Gordon Hayward, and you throw a lot of good role players in there like Marcus Smart, Aaron Baines, even though he's a bench player, but then a lot of promising talent with Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown.
Yeah.
And one of the best coaches in the game in Brad Stevens. You have to piece that together.
And a backup point guard had taken LeBron to 7 games in the Eastern Conference Finals.
And winning the Game 7 for him.
What?
And winning Game 7 for him with that shot. Remember against the Warriors? Kyrie hit the game-winning shot, and that.
Oh, I was talking about Terry Rozier when he was a backup last.
Yeah.
But no, yeah, Kyrie. He's been there before. He's some proven talent. He didn't get to play for the Celtics last year, but this year, you expect a lot, especially from a guy that's won a championship. Granted it was with LeBron at the time, but still, someone that he's played in the big moments. He knows what it takes to win. And didn't show up. You look at the stats, the last 4 games, all losses, 22% shooting, 36% shooting, 31% shooting, and 28% shooting in an elimination game. It's just, it's hard to see from your superstar player, especially when he's out there saying, I'm an actual genius in basketball. I should have taken 30 shots. Stuff that, while I don't know if he necessarily means it to come across the way that it does, the guy just doesn't know how to talk to media.
No.
And that's fine.
Especially after you lose by 25.
Yeah. He comes across as very whiny and someone that can't be a leader. I don't know if that's the case actually when in the locker room, but judging by, sort of some of the altercations that happened throughout the regular season, the fact that it seemed like they were having a players-only meeting every 2 weeks, and the fact that they underperformed so much leads me to believe Kyrie is not someone that can lead a team to a championship. I mean, what do you think?
Maybe, I don't know. Well, once again, going Game of Thrones way with the power-hungry comment. But, I mean, his comments are... You have to have this mindset. Because, like I'll give, like, a personal example. Like, I lead a sector in a club here at school. Mm-hmm. And sometimes you know, you have to, like, talk with leaders and stuff of like, you know, the overall executives. You have to, you know, be there as a somebody who's nice with your subordinates, as well as, but you can't be too chummy with them, you know, all the time, because if you need to crack the whip and get some work done, because this is like an educational club, you know, you need to make sure that they get shit done. With Kyrie, like, yeah, he doesn't really inspire anything to get his, you know, to get his players and his teammates to work with him. Yeah. And we've seen that throughout the season. You know, it's things that I do with, you know, the guys in my sector. We go out, we have weekly meetings and stuff where we don't talk about, you know, like stocks and what we do. We talk about what's going on, you know, in life with us. And, you know, we laugh, you know, we have a few drinks and stuff. We have a good time. Kyrie doesn't come across to me as that kind of guy. Yeah. He comes across to me as somebody whose sole purpose is to win and look good winning. Yeah. He's not as bad as Russell Westbrook, but it's still pretty bad. He has a huge ego, and it's really costing him because, you know, yeah, he shot, 30% or something this game, 31%. But, I mean, if you look at the team around him, he's not making the team around him very good either, because they finished shooting 31% of the field, 18% from three. Mm-hmm. That's abysmal. And especially you look at he only had one assist. Yeah, one assist. And he's your point guard.
And you got to give credit to Milwaukee's defense, right? Absolutely.
Yeah, of course. But, I mean, they're playing without Malcolm Brogdon.
No, they had Malcolm Brogdon at the end. I mean... Even without Malcolm Brogdon, that team is elite defensively. They have length, and that's something that really has always bothered Kyrie, because he's someone that doesn't really look to get contact. He looks to, you know, contort and avoid it in any way he can, because he has such that crafty layup package that he can go to. But when you got guys that have such crazy wingspans, it makes the fadeaways that much more difficult. It makes, you know, the offhanded layups, you know, that much more difficult. You got to put it that much higher off the glass. And those shots that usually drop for him weren't dropping, and that's fine. You expect it to be a battle in the playoffs. But Kyrie seemed content to dribble the ball for 20 seconds, you know, or even just like 4 to 6 seconds, and then take a contested mid-range shot early in the shot clock, not really work. There was no flow on offense. Yeah. I mean, from what you saw, would you agree?
Yeah, it didn't look as bad as like James Harden just ISO, give me the ball and get out of the way. But I mean, like, there was no cohesion. Like, the Bucks did a great job disrupting everything. Mm-hmm. Giannis had a big presence in the paint. They couldn't get a lot of their paint guys going, like Horford, and Aaron Baines, I think, had like 0 points.
Yeah, he's not really a scorer to begin with, but you need to be able to get guys going to the basket, whether that is through the post or if it's through guys cutting, through guys moving off ball, and they didn't really have that. They were selling contested. What was that?
They got out rebounded by 10 rebounds. Dude. Yeah, it was crazy.
That tends to happen with the Celtics. They are pretty undersized. It hasn't been as bad this year, but against a team like the Bucks, they're never going to win that battle, and that's okay. I mean, that's not where you try and win these games. But I think some of that out rebounding can be definitely attributed to a lack of hustle, especially from the starters. When the two Marcuses came in, you saw a different team, especially in that elimination game.
Yeah, gotta hand it to them. Even though, you know, Marcus Morris is shoot first, shoot second, shoot third, pass if you have to, or turn the ball over probably. But he did come through.
Yeah, he played well. I gave Marcus a lot of grief. Marcus Morris a lot of grief when he was struggling in the regular season, but in the due plays was with heart, and you can't take that away from him. And I would love to see him back in green next year after the way he played in this series, but he's going to go out and get a $4 million, 80 or 4-year, $80 million contract somewhere. We're not going to be able to pay him that. So best of luck to him. Probably
playing in Phoenix,
No, he would not go back to Phoenix after what they did to him. You know how he signed a joint contract with his twin brother, and they shared the money, and the idea was they were gonna play together in Phoenix together, and then traded immediately, or within a year or so. But yeah, so Giannis is gonna move on. Kyrie's going to be sitting at home. Got a lot of thinking to do before July. It'll be interesting to see what ends up happening there. But let's move on to the Warriors versus the Rockets, a series that we have seen a number of times. 4 times in the last 5 years, to be exact.
That is true. And same outcome.
Yep. Will the Rockets ever beat the Warriors? Who knows? I don't think so.
Well, I mean, years ahead probably,
Well,
because if we assume that there's a going concern assumption for the NBA business, there will be a good chance that the Rockets will. But but with the current rosters and stuff, I don't know. I don't think so.
Yeah.
It was the Rockets had a chance last season, and I think they blew it.
Because this season, CP3 going down, it was tough for them. Yeah. And they've lost the last 2 games.
But they had home field advantage.
Home court. Excuse you.
Oh, whoopsies. My bad. This is a Christian Minecraft server. But that has to rip you apart, man. Especially James Harden. To lose 4 times to these guys.
Yeah. It's what do you got to do to win?
I don't know. Play defense more, But, I mean, you can't play defense against the Warriors.
Yeah.
They'll just shoot over you.
Mm-hmm. And the thing is, on one hand, Curry and Thompson hit 2 tough 3-point shots. Both of them were well contested, and they both just went in to sort of put the game out of reach there towards the end of the game.
Yeah, at the 2-minute mark and at the 1 or the 30. No,
yeah, it was
1 minute mark.
Yeah,
it was pretty close.
It was late in the game. Good defense by the Rockets in those situations. The problem I had with the Rockets' defense was actually when Green and Curry would run a pick and roll. They would kind of clear everyone out. It would just be Green and Curry. And the Rockets, their plan was we're going to trap Curry above the 3-point line every single time, which would just, Green would get to roll to the hoop.
Yeah.
Uncontested. And so then, whoever was, lurking in the paint, they would have someone on the left block. That man would come off to contest Green, and then they would be able to just dish it to the guy who was on that weak side block. And that worked 8 out of 10 times, or they scored 8 out of 10 times when they ran that play. And you got to recognize that. I understand you want to stop Curry, and I think that, it's smart, but you got to show him different looks. You got to make it at least difficult for them to predict what's going to happen, because you did the exact same thing 10 times in a row, and one of them was just a blown dunk. Out of the 2 times it didn't work, one time was just because Looney missed the dunk.
Yeah. Warriors have a habit of missing dunks. It's sort of weird, but
of all the things, oh yeah, Curry. Were you talking about the Curry?
The
one?
Curry, yeah.
That was brutal.
Jeez.
That was when the world was falling apart for him, and now look at them; they're back on top. Just where everyone, good for the Warriors,
Yeah. Oh yeah. Good. Yeah. We always need them to win. You know.
Good. Nice underdog story.
But where does the Kevin Durant injury play into this?
Yeah, I mean, you think with Kevin Durant going down, Rockets have a better chance. Now you gotta say, are the Blazers that much of a concern that we feel like we should put Kevin Durant out there to get us the win? Because I think with Kevin Durant back, I love the Blazers as much as the next guy, but like Durant's Durant, and then you got Curry and Thompson it's the Warriors.
Yeah,
what are you gonna do?
Yeah.
You can pretty much guarantee a series win if Durant is healthy. So it's just gonna come down to the medical staff, and they have to make that decision. And it's a risk versus reward because you want him to be healthy for the finals because that's the end goal. Because I think Curry and Thompson still very much could win the series. I mean, I don't know. What are you thinking about that?
Oh yeah, I mean I think it'll go to 7. I think it has a very good chance of going to 7 games. It's just you're fighting a triple, quadruple headed monster when you're playing the Warriors. Lillard, McCollum, all those guys are going to have to come through huge in order to win those games. We may need to see like 2 of Damian Lillard's game-winning shots in 2 games in order for the Blazers to have a chance at winning. I'll come out and say this now. Like, if the Blazers win this series, this will be the biggest upset in terms of like a series that the NBA has seen since the Cavaliers beat the Warriors in 7, which was like 3-4 years ago. This would be the biggest upset.
Oh yeah, I would definitely agree with that. I mean, usually with a 7-game series, the better team comes out on top. So upsets like this are generally more rare. I mean, look at the NBA this season. It's 1-2, 1-2, or
1-2, 1-3.
3. Yeah, Blazers 3, but still, yeah.
It was all chalk up until the Blazers.
Yeah. Not a lot of these lower seeds, making noise in the playoffs, and it's a product of the top heaviness of the league, and also just the way the 7-game series format works.
Yeah. Other than hockey, 7-game series usually result in the best team winning.
Yeah, absolutely. But man, do you think? I mean, do the Rockets need to tear it down? Do they need to tear it down and build a whole new team? Because like, what do you do with CP3? Like, if he can't be the player that you need him to be, that contract is like unmovable.
Well, how is his contract? How many years does he have left?
I think it's 2 more years on the contract.
I think you give it another year because like
3
everybody.
more years? It might be longer.
Well, everybody knew going into the season that the Warriors were probably going to win. But if people sort of realized that and took that into account. So all these teams are making moves for next year, and then they've already taken place. If it doesn't happen next year for the Rockets, then yes, I agree. Tear it down, bring in somebody else that can help James Harden out. Maybe get rid of Mark D'Antoni. But still, like right now, the Rockets are one of the best teams in the league. They do not need to tear anything down right now. They shouldn't be worried. If anybody should be worried, it should be the Warriors, because where's Kevin Durant going to go? Where are all their other role players going to go? Because their bench, while their starting 5 are the best in the league, their bench is weak.
Yeah. No, I would say their bench is the weakest it's been since the dynasty started for them. And it still hasn't really mattered too much. But when you lose Kevin Durant, which it seems likely to be the case, that bench is going to be important. You saw guys like Bogut early in the dynasty, and David West, Maurice Spates. Those guys coming off the bench were super important to those that first championship. I would say for sure. By the way, the CP3 contract, it's a 4-year deal, so he's got 3 more years.
Jeez.
So he's not going to be off the books until 2022. So yeah, it's a tough contract to swallow.
Not as bad as John Wall's.
No, definitely not. I mean, but you're comparing it to the Washington team, which are known for terrible contracts. But you want to move on to Nuggets versus Blazers?
I think we should, yeah.
Yeah, we've been talking about the Blazers. Let's talk about the series they just won. Went to 7 games. Very good series. I'm going to be honest. I didn't get to watch a lot of it because it was West Coast time. And it was always on at like 10:30. And like when they would have that quadruple overtime game, that game didn't end until like 2 a.m. So
amazing series though.
Yeah.
Hats off to both teams. Like Jokic and crew came to play. But I think the overall lack of like a great point guard sort of hurt them in the end.
Yeah.
It's just the way that the league is right now, with point guards, shooting guards being like the leads, and the big guys not really getting as much respect as they did back in the day. But hats off to Lillard and McCollum for coming through. McCollum, this final game, 17 of 29. 17 of 29 from the field. 1 of 3 from 3. 9 rebounds and assists, finished with 37 points. What a game from this dude.
Wow.
I remember him when he went to Lehigh and they beat Duke that one year.
Yeah.
In the tournament. He's been a great asset for Portland and a great sidekick for Damian Lillard. Both of those two are superstars.
Yeah, I really like a guy like CJ because, like you said, I mean, maybe sidekick is a little demeaning of a term, but
it's meant in the best way possible.
Yeah, like he is a dude. He doesn't have that ego that's like, I need to be the dude on the team. He's like, if you need a bucket, I'll get you a bucket kind of thing. He knows Damian Lillard's the guy in Portland, right? Mm-hmm. He's the superstar. But CJ McCollum, he's a star for sure.
And Damian Lillard, to be fair, didn't come to play today. I mean, 3 of 17. Yikes.
Yeah.
2 of 9 from 3, 10 rebounds though, 8 assists, only 13 points.
Yeah, I mean, that's like superstars will have bad games because they're getting the brunt of the defensive focus. Everyone's looking out for Dame. And so you need a guy like CJ that's like, I'm the second star. I'm going to step up. The defense isn't going to double team me every time I have the ball, so I'm going to get a bucket. And that's how you win championships, with a guy like that on your team. So I've always loved CJ McCollum. And I'm thinking people are going to start to wake up to how good he is in this league.
Yeah, man, the Nuggets, once again, tip my hat to them. Nikola Jokic, 11 of 26, 13 rebounds, 29 points. Jamal Murray, 4 of 18, 17 points. How did that dude finish with 17 points, only a 4 of 17 shooting? But anyway, like, Gary Harris also came to play, 15 points, 7 of 11 shooting, 6 rebounds. You can't really ask much more from these guys. They put their heart and soul into this game, and you just get beat sometimes.
Yeah, it's tough. I don't think the Nuggets should hang their head at all. I think this is a good first run in them for the playoffs.
Oh yeah, there are many more runs to come for these guys in the future.
I think the city of Denver, they got a lot to look forward to in this team. Maybe next year if they come out and can't make it to the Eastern Conference Finals, then you say, all right,
Western Conference.
Western Conference Finals. But the West, it's tough. It's tough to be a contender to make it out of the West every year, because there's so many good teams, and it's going to be harder next year, I think. But do you want to get into this last series?
Oh, I think we have to. We got to spoil ourselves a little bit.
Yep.
Oh my goodness, that shot.
Oh,
that shot.
Kawhi is a bad man.
Before we even get into this, before we even discuss, if you look at the stat lines of all the players and stuff, you would swear that 9 times out of 10 the Sixers win this game.
Yeah.
Like, all of their starters in double figures. 2 had double-doubles in Tobias Harris and Joel Embiid. Ben Simmons almost had a double-double, 13 points, 8 rebounds. Butler went off with 16 points. Redick went off with 17 points. A balanced attack.
Yeah.
8 points from the bench, but hey, the Sixers don't really have a good bench. Going to the Raptors lineup. Kyle Lowry, 10 points, 4 of 13 shooting. Siakam, 11 points, 4 of 11 shooting. Danny Green, 2 points. Marc Gasol, 7 points. And then Kawhi Leonard.
Oh.
Kawhi Leonard, 41 points, 16 of 39 shooting, 8 rebounds. How the hell did this happen?
You look at what the Sixers do defensively to stop Kawhi. Throughout the entire series, they throw everything and the kitchen sink at him. They put everything aside from just having all 5 guys lock arms and make a circle around him, they play generally pretty good defense on this dude. And yet, contested, not contested, it didn't matter. It was a bucket. If it was crunch time, it was a bucket. He hit that step back 3 in game, what was it, 5?
I think so.
Yeah, game 5. That was just like, oh my God, you got to be kidding me. And then he hits this shot to just end every Sixers life. Oh my God.
It's like stabbing you know who, right?
Oh yeah, no spoilers.
No spoilers.
God, that thing hung on the rim. Everyone in wait,
Toronto.
what's the arena?
I have no idea.
Yeah,
what the arena. The Drake's arena.
Yeah, Drake's. Everyone in the Raptors arena was like, no one would breathe. Like the stadium was like so quiet as that ball like bounced on the rim and then explodes. A fantastic playoff moment. Something people are going to be talking about for a long time.
The call too on that by the announcers was great.
They just go, ah!
I mean, you have to.
Yeah, like what do you even say to
bounced
that?
off the front of the rim, up, off the back of the rim twice, and then rolled in.
Yeah.
Are you kidding me?
Mm-hmm. And not to mention the shot that he took was 2 people contesting him. It was
Joel
like a fade
Embiid
away.
in his face.
Fade away from what? Like almost the 3-point line?
Almost the 3-point line, yeah.
And it was like on the baseline as well.
Incredible.
All right, but you know what would have made that shot better?
What?
After it goes in, the crowd quiets down. The PA guy just plays the Kawhi laugh over the speakers. That laugh is so funny.
It's so dumb.
Yeah.
It's one of the dumbest things I've heard.
Yeah.
But, I mean, looking forward. Do you think they have a shot against the Bucks though? Because if they're just going to rely on Kawhi to win everything for them, and Kyle Lowry's just going to sit on his hands and do nothing,
Yeah.
like, do you think they honestly have a shot in a 7-game series against Giannis?
I do not think so because of the benches. The Bucks bench is very good,
Yeah.
and the Raptors bench, while historically the past few years has been very solid, this year not so much.
It's just Serge Ibaka and Van Vliet. That's it.
Yeah, and even Van Vliet hasn't been very good this year. I like Serge Ibaka, though, obviously. He's been doing it for a long time. But he's not very consistent in terms of point production all the time. I mean, he had a good game 7. What did he have, 17 points, you said?
Yeah, 17 points from Serge.
Yeah. So, I mean, he'll give you a good game every once in a while, but he's not someone that you can rely on consistently. And I think that's what it's going to come down to. I think Siakam will come around.
He should.
He's a very good player. He struggled recently in the Sixers series. And, like, the Raptors might be able to figure out Giannis better than the Celtics could and the Pistons.
They have more size.
Yeah. Maybe look at what the Celtics did in Game 1. Maybe try and
Double
base it
up
off of
on
that.
them.
Yeah, you just got to build a wall and not be lazy like the Celtics did in
Games 2 through 5.
Yeah. It's every possession. You have to be ready to build that wall. Because if you give him 1 inch...
MAGA.
All right, well, I guess... no, I'm not going to go there.
All right. Yeah, no politics. No 60-second soapbox.
Oh, yeah. No. This is a sports podcast.
Sports podcast. So, yeah. So, let's get to that our name of the show, which is the section that is called Who Fouled Out?
Who fouled out?
We need to get a soundboard for that.
Yeah. No, I can keep doing it.
All
Or
right.
you do it usually, but I did it this time.
Who fouled out?
All right. I wonder who
Raymond?
you think I'm going to say.
I
It's
sort of
Kyrie
know.
Irving.
I mean, like, it's raw. I mean, well, it's not really raw anymore for you, but I
It's
mean...
Kyrie Irving.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We all knew it was coming.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, man.
Kyrie
into
Irving.
him.
You are the superstar of this team. Truly. It's why you came to Boston. It's what you wanted. You said you wanted to be the man on this team. And we gave it to you. We gave it to you. Rozier has a great postseason. Obviously, we're going to pull him back. He's going to be the backup. We're going to take away his minutes. We're going to give it to you. We bring in Hayward. Someone that is generally, when he was in Utah, he was the guy. He was the guy that had the ball in his hands. He said, no. I will come off the bench. I know I'm coming off an injury. Kyrie, you do the ball handling duties. Everyone defaulted to Kyrie. And he delivered for most of the season. Fantastic player. I will never take that away from Kyrie. He plays... What he does with the basketball is incredible. 99% of the time. Right? Some of the shots he hits, some of the clutch buckets he's gotten us throughout the regular season. I'm looking at like games like the Raptors or the Pacers against the Sixers. You know, these are some clutch shots. And he carried us when we were struggling early on in the season. He was the only one that showed up. And all this time, with all this drama, he kept saying, wait for the playoffs. Wait for the playoffs. Wait for the playoffs. And now we're here. And the Celtics are out in the second round. Now, granted, this is not all on Kyrie, right? He can't score 110 points a game all himself. You know, there's other guys that are culpable, that will be held responsible, not by me, but by God himself. However, when you say you are an actual genius at basketball, when you say you will never see an 8 for 22 game again, when you say, oh, I went 7 of 22 from the field, I should have took 30 shots, who cares? When you renege on the promise you gave to the city of Boston that you wanted to be here for life, you can't. You can't come out and only give us 5 games. Drop 4 games in a row, 2 on your home floor, at TD Garden. No. And that's why you fouled out Kyrie. I'd be happy to have you back. But you're not a true Celtic until you can let go of that ego. That's all I have to say. That's my 60-second soapbox. John?
All right. I just had the Rockets. You know, you got to get stuff done. You lose 4 out of 5 years to the same team. You know, got to find a way. Didn't have a speech for that. But yeah, Rockets fouled out for me.
I'm going to be honest, I didn't have a speech prepared either. That just came from the heart.
All right. I guess I don't have a heart then.
Yeah.
But let's get into these 3 big questions.
All right.
So, Raymond. Oh, God. Well,
don't worry, I won't go into another spiel if you
are
ask
the
me.
Celtics able to keep Kyrie? You spoke so passionately about him.
Yeah. It's tough. It's really tough. Kyrie's hard to read. 1 minute it seems like he loves the city. Next minute it seems like he couldn't care less.
Sorry, I was going to say something really stupid.
Okay.
That came to my mind, but then my mind filtered it out and
All
said,
right.
no, don't
you can
do
tell
it.
me later. I'm going to have to say yes. I think he will recommit.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't buy that.
Here's why.
No, I don't buy that shit at all.
Why?
That is BS. Dude, this guy wants out. I can tell by his body language and what he says.
Here's why I think there's a chance
You're delusional.
Here's why I think he'll stay. He doesn't want to be remembered as the dude that had 4 piss poor games in a row and then dipped on his city.
It's not his city.
It was the team he was playing for at the time.
I don't think so. I think he's out.
I think there's a chance for sure.
It's so toxic for him right now in Boston. He has to get out.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I think he'll stay. That's my guess. But I'm going to be honest. After watching this, maybe Gordon Hayward will turn back into his old self, and he can be our guy.
Yeah, maybe he'll regrow a new ankle.
Yeah, exactly. So I got a question for you.
All right, lay it on me.
This is a little bit of a weird one, but with the Sixers' impending free agency issues coming up and the fact that, their teams haven't been able to win really, I'm thinking there might be a bit of a mix-up going on. So I wanted to say, if you could only keep two of the Sixers, like 4 stars, meaning Embiid, Butler, Simmons, and...
Redick?
No. Oh, God.
Tobias Harris?
Tobias Harris. Oh, my God. I can't believe I forgot his name.
Jeez, man.
Who would be the 2 that you would keep?
I would definitely start with Embiid.
Okay.
I mean, that's a guy who can pretty much score at will. He's tall, he's big, and he's got a heart. He plays with a ton of heart, and I love guys that do that. He can also shoot the 3. He's very versatile, and he's a valuable member to any team. So I'd want to keep him at all costs. And then also, I think Ben Simmons would be a good addition. He's young. He has a lot of potential. He's playing point guard, and he's like 6'10", or 6'9" or something. He's really tall. If he can develop an outside shot, this guy is something special. With Butler, I think it's just he's a bit weird.
I mean, yeah, he is kind of weird.
I don't like that on any team, but he's an amazing player. And then Tobias Harris, I don't really know that much about him, but he's good.
He's good, but I would definitely say of the 4, he's the least transcendental in terms of his talent.
Yeah.
Or yeah.
The transcendental period of American literature back in the 1800s. You're an English major. You should know that.
Yeah. I do know that.
All right.
Because you just said it.
All right, final question. Totally sports related. What do you think is going to happen in the last episode of Game of Thrones?
Oh, God.
Spoilers! Spoilers for anybody listening.
Oh, yeah. I guess we'll talk about this for a second. This is, not really sports related, but we did just finish watching episode 5 of Game of Thrones, so it's kind of on our minds. So I guess we might as well talk about it.
It's nuts.
But yeah, spoilers, obviously. So if you haven't seen Game of Thrones and you're planning on watching it, stop listening here.
Yeah, we have no other content after this.
Yeah, after this, we're not talking basketball or at all after this. So thanks for watching. We may have to miss another week. Sorry about that. It's just been crazy with school and stuff.
Yeah, final exams and then traveling back. It's a lot of stuff's going on.
But we should be on a regular schedule over the summer.
After next weekend, we should be on a regular. Yeah, we'll be on a regular schedule.
Last episode of Game of Thrones. I think that Jon kills Dany. There, I said it. There, it's out there. What do you think?
I'm so upset. I love Daenerys and I love Jon. I wanted them to be together, but oh no, Dany's fucking psycho.
Yeah.
Sorry for the swearing, but she is.
Yeah.
She just burned the whole city.
Yeah, she really just messed up King's Landing. Not only for Cersei, but now she has nowhere to rule, and she killed everyone.
Well, then Cersei doesn't. She's not in the picture anymore.
Yeah. Cersei's Gonzo.
Gonzo.
Yeah.
And Jaime.
Oof. That was kind of weird. I didn't really like that ending for them.
Yeah. But hey, Clegane Bowl was good.
Clegane Bowl was lit. And the way Qyburn just got his head crushed.
He gave him a look just the mountain was looking at them, and after Cersei was just like, no, protect me, stay near me. He's just like, bitch, no.
You don't understand.
And then she's just like, yo, protect me. And Qyburn's just like, bitch, what are you thinking about? And the mountain just picks him up, slams him against the wall, and then throws him into some rubble.
Deceased corpse into the rubble. But yeah, I think it's going to be interesting. Arya's going to talk to Jon, be like, hey, Dany's crazy. You need to deal with her. And, Tyrion's going to be like, what the hell? I supported this woman, since I got to Essos. And then she does this. After she promised when the bells were rang, if there were rung, you would surrender.
Or they wouldn't surrender. They would just, they...
Or not surrender. They would show mercy. and yet she goes and does that. So she's not gonna have a lot of friends next episode, and I think we'll see Jon Snow on the Iron Throne to end it all.
Even though he doesn't want it.
Yeah.
So weird.
That means he'll be a good ruler. That's what I think.
Yeah, but he's got no woman. I mean, he can get any baby.
I've got
a
woman.
Way over town.
Yeah, and it's he's talking about I don't wait. Who is a potential
babe for Jon?
Yeah,
I don't know.
Egret's dead.
Yeah, dude, this guy's had his heart ripped out over Egret, and now he's gonna have to like kill Dany.
Yeah.
This is a lesson to all dudes out there. Don't stick your dick in crazy.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, Dany is pretty crazy. Man, it's gonna be rough.
No, I'm so sad. But I mean, like, hey, it's the way Game of Thrones should end, even after all this cruddy writing that they've been doing. But yeah, I think that's it.
Thanks for listening to Fallon Out, a Game of Thrones podcast.
See you 2 weekends from now.
Yeah.
When we'll be back to our regular schedule.
Yep.
Sorry for missing the past 2 weeks. I've been hella busy. Raymond's been busy.
Yep. Just trying to get back in the schedule. But we definitely wanted to get at least one more episode out before we left the old Blacksburg.
Yeah. Last time in this warehouse, because we're going to be moving to another warehouse a few feet away.
Yeah. New studio. Apartment, Studio D and Studio B or whatever.
We're in Studio A right here.
Oh,
and we're going to move to Studio D.
Yeah.
Or Studio C.
Who knows? But yeah. Thanks for listening. Enjoy the rest of the NBA playoffs. To recap, Kawhi. He's a bad man. And so is Dany. See ya.
See you guys.